coming to you on a video series on vendor reviews. So today I'm going to go over Ryobi, and as you can see from the colors up here, I have had Ryobi for quite a while. But it's only like specialty tools, so I don't buy a whole lot of Ryobi. I don't use them every day. So I'll just kind of show you the ones that I've used, and the stuff I've bought from Ryobi works great. I mean, it's not anything I would rely on if I had to work with it every single day, but for the items I have, they work great. So Ryobi is owned by Tektronix, and it's a company out of Japan, and their headquarters is in Anderson, South Carolina. So I'm not sure how you follow that one, but basically, as everybody in my area knows, Ryobi is owned by Home Depot, and I take it that's the case everywhere. So I don't know if they're exclusive to Home Depot or if they're actually, rebranded and sold by somebody else. So the first Ryobi tool I bought was this bandsaw back here in the corner. And I bought this probably, it's in several of my videos. I bought it over 10 years ago, probably 12, maybe 15. And I bought it for Pinewood Derby cars. Anybody that has kids that in Boy Scouts, or if your church does it, you need a bandsaw to really work with those little chunks of wood. That's what I initially bought it for. The only issue I've had with it is Home Depot does not carry the blades for their own saw, which drives me insane. So I will be upgrading this. It's one tool out of my woodworking set that I have, but I need a better version of, because the bandsaw, if it had a tight blade on it, I wouldn't have any problem keeping it, because a bandsaw is a bandsaw. But the blade has so much slop in it because it's not the right blade that I need to get replaced. The next one is this router table. I was looking for a router table. I have a Craftsman router that I love, but I needed just a simple router table for some job I had. And it was cheaper to buy a router table with the router. I think this was like $120 when I bought it. It was cheaper to buy it this way than it was to buy just a table. In the stores in my area, the tables were real cheesy anyway. This one's all iron or cast, so it's worked great. I still use it. If I have a need for a router table, this is the one I go to. So the only thing plastic on it is the fence, but it tightens up so it doesn't move. I still use it all the time. So that was a real good one. And then the next one I bought was this nail gun. And this is a 16 gauge cordless nailer. I have a 18 gauge as well. It works really great for little jobs. So if I'm replacing some trim on a door casing, I don't want to drag the air compressor and all that crap out. When I bought this, there was very few cordless nail options out there. In my area, I think DeWalt didn't even have a finished nailer, cordless. Passload may have. There was very few that offered a cordless back when I bought this. Porter Cable maybe, but I needed one. They were the few that had one. They're still decently priced, and I still use it. Like I said, every once in a while I'll have some problems with it not firing due to how you hit the nail head, or the safety on the nail shooter, but it still works. I use it all the time. Let's see. This is an impact, cordless impact. Works great. I used this probably more than my DeWalt for about 2 years, and it still works. Nice little gun, a lot cheaper than the alternatives. If you buy a Hitachi or something like that. So I haven't had any problems with most of the Ryobi stuff I bought. And then I've also bought this 5.5 inch chop saw. I like my DeWalt that's back here, but it weighs a metric ton, and as the day wears on, I hate lugging that heavy thing around. If I've got a small job like this cordless nailer, I can bring both these in and do a small trim job, and I can get it all within, my hands and carry it in. So I like this little chop saw. Cobalt and some others make some that are compound miters. This is only swivels one way. But, you know, for small trim jobs, I don't expect to have anything real fancy. It's worked great for me. The next one is this water pump. I had a water leak here at the house and needed a pump to pump the hole out so I could fix the leak. And I was gonna buy a corded one, and I seen this. I already had batteries for these other tools. This is not a cordless, by the way. So I went ahead and bought this. It had good reviews online. I've only used it one time. It works like a champ, and it does have the option of plugging the cord into it. Here where the battery goes, you can use it as on a cordless option, or you can plug this in. And it did with the larger batteries. It probably worked for about an hour on that larger 18 volt lithium battery. So nice little tool. I would recommend it. I don't need to pump a whole lot, which is why I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it, but it's worked for what little I've needed to use it. And the last item is this little Ryobi power washer. I'm possibly going to take this back. I was power washing a house this weekend, or last weekend, and my big DeWalt Honda quit priming. Pump wouldn't stay solid. So after fighting with it, I finally just decided to go get one to finish the job. And I actually needed a lower pressure one anyway, because I was working on power washing the roof, and you don't want a whole lot of power. You'll wash all the granules off the roof. But this particular roof had mold on it, and this little pump worked great. It is electric. It's not gas powered. It's only 1600 psi, but it had excellent reviews. There was like over almost 5,000 reviews, and it was 4.5 stars out of 5. So not a bad little deal, and it was right at $100. So you really can't go wrong with that. Like I said, I may keep it just because it's lightweight. I don't have a long enough hose on my DeWalt, and it was a little bit of a pain in the butt carrying that thing up on the roof. So this saved my back and probably a fall off a ladder. So let me know what you think of Ryobi. I know a lot of contractors don't like them and despise them, but like I said, the tools that I showed you aren't tools that I rely on, you know, every single day. They're kind of one-off tools that I need every once in a while. For the most part, they do what I need. So a weekend warrior or somebody that is just a homeowner, you could stock up on the lime green stuff and it would last you a long time. So let me know your opinion. Thanks.